Good afternoon, fellow Melonians. I am running to potentially be the fourth Speaker of the Republic of Melonia. The legislative branch plays a crucial role in the Republic, as the legislative branch allows bills, amendments, and even constitutions to be passed, followed, and utilized. I believe that my extensive knowledge of the legislative branch gives me great skills and knowledge to go one step up from being a member of parliament. I have been in the government since the inception of Melonia on May 30th, 2022. In the beginning of Melonia, we did not have a Speaker of Parliament. We did not have Haydn or Gronia, and we did not have a full republic. We had a city-state. I remember meeting in the Amogus house with fellow Senator T.G. Sion, Mayor Michael Webb, and Vice Mayor Josephine Gray. I have been through every change in government, including when Bannerman was a senator, when SNHK was going to be a prime minister, and when Budgie the Bee said she wasn't even interested in the service politics. Times have definitely changed. What all these following politicians that I've listed have in common, though, they have been in member of parliament positions. I believe I have what it takes to lead the voice of the people, the members of parliament. I believe in an active government, and I believe in this phrase: an active parliament is an active Melonia. However, there has been little to none activity going on in Melonia. If we have a speaker that is willing to encourage starting or straight up starting activity on the server, I believe that we will have a Melonia that will have a much longer, much lengthier longevity. An active parliament, sorry, an active Melonia doesn't have to be just parliament meetings. It could be other events, like the events that are inspired by the server stubs in the Republic of Velshor. I've seen those I've seen those occurring, and I thought those are interesting ways to get activity going on the server. I want to push for activity, but it should also be known that we should encourage citizens themselves to push for activities. Maybe someone wants to start the next Triple MAA, which has been bought out, but that's besides the point. Maybe someone wants to start up a new business. Maybe someone just wants to stream their activity on Melonia. But when it comes to the activity of Parliament, I intend to use the When to Meet website to see when everybody's available. I will then ask if people are available to meet on the designated times that are on the website that says it's best to go. And I will adjust according to others' activities or schedules. I 100% understand that not everybody is going to be on Melonia. I understand people would not everybody's gonna have time to be on Melonia. I have definitely experienced it myself. My activity has definitely diminished due to real life activities, but that I feel like that we should acknowledge that, but we can also encourage Melonian activity and just basically work around that essentially. I also would like to push for more overall democracy within the member of parliament position, because I believe that the members of parliament are the voice of the people. The citizens should not be afraid to reach out to any member of parliament with any concerns or even just suggestions. The citizens should be the most important group of people when the members of parliament are voting or bill writing or any other government or anything that involves the government that can ultimately impact the citizens. With this, I would also like to have members of parliament to be more informed on international affairs. As time goes on, our talks with our covenant become more important to the Melonian citizens, and so I think that news from international servers like the Hieronymus Empire should be heard by the members of parliament. But I'd also like to introduce one more thing. When it comes to big decisions that ultimately impact the Republic or even the entire server, I want to hear the MP's voice on it. I want to hear their questions, their concerns, and pass it on to the Covenant. Symbolically, I could be the bridge between the MPs and the Covenant. Maybe some MPs don't like a certain thing that's going on in there. I think I should, and even the MPs should, raise those concerns to those in the Covenant and have the message from the covenant given to the MPs, or I could just be the mediator of giving the message. Like the covenant speaks to the president, PM, and speaker, and I pass it down to the MPs. But as time goes on in Melonia, we seem to always be reaching new chapters of political tensions, like the times when the Partifa Gresta was formed, or even when Tava was running for president of Melonia. We need to make sure there is civility and unity in the parliament. The parliament, including the extremists that could potentially be in parliament, should be willing to make compromises and meet in the middle, while ultimately not sacrificing what would be ultimately good for the Melonian citizen. Long-standing division will hurt Melonia altogether. Now, I feel as though that my previous concerns will alleviate a division in Melonia. However, part of this will be on the MPs ultimately, as they will need to have a civil discussion. And if I have to ultimately, I will apply the rules of parliament. Now, I don't want this speech to end on a message of fear mongering. I want Melonia to succeed. I want Melonia to be the best version of itself. There is always potential for Melonia. I think that my skills and knowledge of the parliament will allow me to play a much larger role in the legislative branch. Ultimately, the future of Melonia comes down to the citizens. Melonia is founded on democracy, and the voice of the people is more important than anything else. It's up to the citizens to gauge who they want in for any of the positions. It is up to the citizens if an amendment should be passed. The citizen comes first. Democracy is the most important staple of Melonia, and I promise to uphold that. Now, thank you. Now, if you would like to join me, I will be heading over to the White Oak Pub, and for those who are in attendance, I will be offering to buy 2 drinks for each person in attendance. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me any questions there. Thank you.